Hi, Sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Hope you are great. So, I am sure you all already know that Doge is no more, right? Doge fails to reform capitalism. You and I know that a Doge doesn't exist with 8 months left on its charter. It was remaining 8 months to finish up their charter, and there are no more. I want you to bear in mind that Doge was the people they in Elon Musk and MAGA's mind. They were going to fight the people that are stealing money from the government, and Doge went and took away your money and ran away. Now there are no more. I remember when they started that stupid, wherever they started, a lot of people lost their job, including MAGAs. And it was that period that they started losing their job that they started asking, is there how they can make people that voted for the administration not lose their job so that the people that voted Democrat can lose their job? I know what I am saying. A lot of people lost their job vividly. I remember how Jasmine Crockett worked so hard because when Doge started, they couldn't let Democrats in to see what was going on. There was a lot of chaos that period. So what I am trying to tell you is that after losing your job and after sacking so many things, dismantling USAID, supplying drugs to some other countries that are that they are better off and all that, man, this is what it is. Let's get into this video.
So Dodge is gone, but where the money? Where the money? So for those of you who may not know, right, Dodge ran by Elon Musk, soon to be trillionaire, and I'm going to repeat that phrase as many times as possible throughout this video, right? It's no more. It's no more. All right, so boom. At the beginning of the year, Dodge ran by Elon Musk, soon to be trillionaire, right? He had promised that he was going to save $2 trillion in government funding. And they have already claimed to have secured $214 billion in government funding for 2025. Mind you, $214 billion in savings would mean exactly $1,329.19 per taxpayer. Now, you can find this information on Newsweek and TimesNow.com. But see, here's our issue now, right? As of last week, the director of Office Personnel Management told Reuters that Dodge no longer exists. It's no longer there, that it will no longer function as a centralized entity. Mind you, they have 8 months left with their little contract with the White House, meaning 8 months left of them fulfilling their duty. The contract was for 18 months. They only completed 10. Now, y'all remember that the only reason Dodge is around is to save us money, right? Right. Okay, so let's do now a numbers recap. Boom. So Elon Musk, soon to be trillionaire, right? Head of Dodge has terminated 13,440 contracts, has terminated 15,887 grants, has terminated 264 leases, has cut 280,253 jobs, promised to save $2 trillion, claims to have saved $214 billion, right? But analysts suggest that the actual savings are between 1 and 7 billion. 1 and 7 billion. You promised us 2 trillion. You claim to have secured 214 billion. Where the money, Elon? Where the money, Elon? And you about to become a trillionaire, the first trillionaire, the world's first trillionaire? Where the money, Elon? And now you see the real reason why all these Dodge employees are starting to scramble. It's not because of the loss of employment. It's because of the fear of persecution. Persecution is near, my dear. You see, these Dodge employees, or former employees, I should say, they're not slow. They know what's up. In order for us to actually get Elon, in order for us to get to Elon, make him face any of the charges and face any of the crimes that he's committed against America, against American people, that we got to go through every single one of them first. We got to take each and every one of them down first. That's the only reason why that Elon is probably chilling right now. He knows that there is a gang of people that we have to go through before we actually get to him, before we're actually able to charge him. And that's what these employees are scared of, or former employees. Because like I stated, This man promised to save us $2 trillion. And now all of a sudden, he's on track to becoming the world's first trillionaire. He stated that he's already secured $214 billion in savings, but our analysts are saying, no, it's looking like the numbers are actually between 1 and 7 billion. So where did all of that money go? Where did it go? Jesus.
So now my question is this for all you idiotic Trump supporters that were talking shit about how Elon was gonna fucking save the United States of America and you were gonna get $2,000 checks from him. What did he fucking accomplish? Don't think about it. I'll give you the answer. It's absolutely fucking zero. Nothing. All those people are gonna come back to work and they are gonna get their jobs back. But guess what? They're gonna fucking sue the United States government because everything that was done to them by a guy who has no idea how the fucking government operates, they're gonna have to pay the motherfucking piper. He fucked up. And Donald Trump fucked up too. But again, this is all a dog and pony show. It was the most idiotic thing I've ever seen. And now he's nowhere to be fucking found. This is the problem. When you put people to do things that they are not trained or educated to do, venture on. He is a complete fucking idiot. You know what he did manage to do? He profoundly affected how the government operates his industry. And he favored himself, taking away from a lot of government agencies that regulate what he does for money. That is probably the largest dupe ever perpetrated against the American people, what that bastard did. It's idiotic. More to come. Que tenga buen día.
Doge is done, and it reminds me of when people on the left warned Trump supporters that it would fail, and it failed even faster than I expected. And with Doge, working class Americans were promised better government, less wasteful spending, and more stability through Doge, something that Elon Musk and Donald Trump pushed heavily. But none of those promises came true, as you see. And people didn't get better service or savings, and nothing improved for workers. Now, Doge has been shut down early, long before it was supposed to end, and that alone shows you how unstable the whole idea was from the beginning. It was supposed to fix capitalism, but instead, it proved that you can't reform a system that puts profit above people. Capitalism was never designed to be fair, and no small experiment is going to change that. And because of Doge, thousands of Americans lost their jobs, and regular working class people were the ones who suffered the most. Meanwhile, the billionaires walked away with even more money, just like how they always do. And this is just what happens every single time. The rich will always run the experiment, and workers take the hit, and the elite always collect the profits. And honestly, when you have a billionaire advocating for the working class and you choose to believe him, you're setting yourself up to get hoodwinked, and you're setting yourself up to be disappointed, because a billionaire will always put himself first, and that's how he became a billionaire in the first place. And the system that we're in protects the rich and not the people, and Doge just proved that yet.
I remember earlier this year when Donald Trump was first put into office and he had Elon working for Doge, right? Doge was going in, went to the Social Security Administration, had access to all our Social Security numbers and business up in there, right? He went in there, he found out, and he said so many people that was already deceased or was receiving checks and all other type of things. They said once they finished getting all them budget cuts and digging into all the stuff in the Social Security Administration, that Americans will see a Doge dividend is what they were going to call it. I know a lot of y'all done forgot, but old auntie don't forget much. It was going to be called a Doge dividend. That was the name of the check that we was going to receive, right? They finished. Y'all know Elon Ben left the White House. He's gone. Him and Trump are actually, beefing. They ain't even friends no more, y'all. And as of yesterday, ironically, y'all, Doge no longer exists. It's not even a thing anymore. Doge no longer exists at all. What happened to the millions and trillions of dollars that y'all cut and found in Doge? Where our Doge dividend? What a check. What a money. What happened to all that money that y'all found? What? Come on now, y'all. I forget a whole lot of things, but I don't forget when they talk about no money. Y'all don't remember them talking about the Doge dividends and how every American will receive some of that money? Where's that? How come Doge no longer even exists anymore? Y'all better stay woke. Open them eyes, because y'all know Auntie be on top of it all, baby. Thank y'all for sipping a little more tea with Auntie. Bye.
Doge disappeared faster than your tax refund when you've got hopes and dreams. The government has pulled a magic trick so smooth that David Blaine had to take notes. So the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, the little agency that Donald Trump and Elon Musk swore was going to save us trillions and trillions of dollars and claimed they would put $5,000 in our pocket. Yeah, well, that agency, it has quietly disappeared. And ahead of schedule at that. So last week, OPM slid out a little memo saying, listen, that department that you know as Doge, yeah, we don't do that no more. That's really government talk for we shut that mess down and we hope that nobody noticed. I remember, Doge was supposed to end bureaucracy, stop waste, and save the American people money. But instead it acted like a bull loose in a dollar store, knocking down everything rich people don't like. Contracts? Gone. Grants? Gone. Leases? Gone. Tore them up like they were junk mail. 13,000 contracts. 15,000 grants. Over 200 leases. Now they claim they saved Americans $214 billion, which somehow equals about $1,300 per taxpayer. But I remember promises of $5,000, so I'm sitting here going, this math ain't mathin'. I told y'all from the beginning, Doge was never about saving us any money. This was a rich guy paying the future president money so that he could go inside and break up agencies any way he wanted to. You just watched a rich guy play in your government. He paid for that. And once they bust up all the government, then the private industry are going to come in and now we have to pay them to fix it. So they got paid double time. And all you got out of it was a promise of a $2,000 check that you ain't gonna never get.
Damn, is there anything that's not falling apart in the Trump administration right now? Because I guess Doge just shut down too. That's right, the Department of Government Efficiency apparently wasn't very efficient, and so it's gone 8 months before its contract ends. But the best part, by far the best part, is that all of the former employees are terrified that they're going to be prosecuted. What for, honey? Did you commit crimes? Former and current Doge employees fear that they're at risk of prosecution now that Musk has fallen out of favor with Trump and left the government. Staffers have lived with the ever-present threat of backlash, public scrutiny, upset cabinet officials, even the prospect that someone might assert criminal charges against them. Guys, seriously, one Doge leader warned his colleagues during an early June event that was something akin to a wake, per the publication. Get your own lawyer if you need it. Elon's great, but you need to watch your own back. What was that old saying? If you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas? Yeah, babe. I think you should have paid more attention to your nursery rhymes.
Hey, so we're making so many cuts and we're selling buildings to get the government their money back. You guys are so brilliant. Why don't we sell the buildings and then demand everybody comes back to work? They can all work in broom closets. Yeah, can you believe they had a DEI CIA building? It's called CIA Blacks, and we just went ahead and sold that. Oh, I saw that link listed. It doesn't stop at Blacks, it just got cut off. That says CIA Black site. I hope y'all didn't put a black site up for sale. Hi. Why is there a black site in Virginia? Why does the CIA have black sites in North America in the first place? Great, now the media has picked it up. This is no longer efficient. Somebody get me a bowl of my Special K cereal now. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. The way it's listed, I thought this was just a building for black people in the CIA. Your heart was in the right place because DEI. But how about we leave the selling of buildings to people who know what those buildings are?
Doge is dead, but what's really scary, it might have achieved everything Elon ever wanted. What he really wanted, not what he told us he wanted it for. Trump's second term, the Department of Government Efficiency was sold to us as some magical fix to end all the fraud, waste, and abuse in government. Musk dropped $300 million to get Trump in the White House, and in response, Trump said, hey, I'm going to put Elon in charge of Doge. The headline goal of Doge saving the United States government $1 trillion. Well, it's closed 8 months early. It didn't save $1 trillion. What did it do? Within weeks of Doge's formation, TechCrunch and others reported that Doge had been granted unprecedented access to U.S. government databases, systems about federal workers, the trillions of dollars that the federal government pays out all over the place. And who gets in charge? Who gets put in charge by Trump of all these new positions at Doge? Well, on February 5th, 2025, Trump installed a slate of senior tech officials with ties to Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and their companies Palantir, SpaceX, Twitter. Office of Management Budget, a Palantir alum was put in as CIO. At OPM and Department of Energy, SpaceX and Twitter veterans came in. At the Social Security Administration, one Doge-linked engineer, a former Palantir intern, is documented as saying, "We want every last bit of data the administration has." So Musk and Thiel world technocrats sitting on top of every single piece of federal data that exists sat there and promised us that they're going to knock out fraud, waste, and abuse. These systems hold financial data, health data, employment histories, immigration status, education records, a complete behavioral profile on Americans. Question has to be asked because the media won't ask it, so I will. Did these people put all their money in to simply get at the heart of the most valuable commodity in the world, data? To suggest major red flag. A judge in New York blocked Doge from the Treasury's payment systems and ordered that any sensitive data they'd copied be destroyed. Another judge in Maryland slapped a restraining order on Doge, telling them that you cannot share Social Security numbers and tax records with Elon Musk's team. While Doge is bragging about saving $214 billion and that they were on their way to the $1 trillion mark. But these numbers are documented as inflated. Numbers are double counted. Doge never publishes a full auditable breakdown of the money they saved. What we did get, mass layoffs, frozen hiring, cuts and gutting of agencies that actually oversaw Musk and Thiel's companies. Here's the bottom line. Billionaires flooded our election with cash. Their allies took over government's data centers. The efficiency revolution burns out, and we never get the fraud, waste, and abuse stop that we want. 8 months early, Doge is disbanded. But did the billionaires and trillionaires just get what they want? Was this just a nice little exchange? What would they do with our data? You ever seen The Matrix?
You remember all those people who defended Doge and said that it was going to make this country wealthy again? It was going to root out all of the fraud, waste, and abuse, and that money's going to come flowing back into this country. Why is Doge disbanding 8 months ahead of their contract? I thought they were supposed to bring in billions to trillions of dollars into this country. What happened to Elon? I don't think I've heard Trump say the word Doge in months, let alone anyone online who is supportive of it. If you haven't gotten it by now, it was a scam from the beginning.
I know you lying, not Marco Rubio and the Trump administration, rolling out strategic plans that were written by Russia. Large content creator pages, including a government social media page, was run by foreign entities, and Russia's getting breaks on sanctions and tariffs. Remember during the election cycle and all the social media pages were getting flooded by Russian bots? Remember when Trump had that raggedy military parade and hardly nobody showed up? Remember in 2024, leading up to the presidential election, Kamala Harris's rallies were all full, and Trump's rallies were 2/3 full, and people were walking out while he was still speaking? This was in October. Less than a month before the election, billionaire Trump loyalists bought up the news networks and journalistic pages to control the narrative. You remember that part in The Wizard of Oz when they pull back the curtains and realize that the wizard was a fraud?
Well, you know this is very common, but Democrats are unhinged today. You want to know what they're unhinged about? They're unhinged because Elon Musk and President Trump are stopping government waste. So Democrats are running like they are crazy, just totally scared that they are going to be audited or held accountable for all of the government waste. You know that we have over $30 trillion in debt. our U.S. debt. And so now we have President Trump and Elon Musk out here trying to stop all of this government waste. And Democrats are like, wait a minute, we can spend all our money however we want to. As a matter of fact, take a look at this. One of the congressmen said, this is our money. We can spend it how we want to. It is up to us to spend the money. Really? Really?
We are here, as you probably saw, Elon Musk and his crew put a gag order on AID employees. They disconnected them from email, which is putting lives at risk around the world. So we are here to enter the building, and so we can hear firsthand from whoever.
Please do me a favor right now. I want you to screenshot it. Screenshot this chart or save it, however you save. And I want you to send it to everyone that you know. Every American over 16 should see this, and they should see how much waste we have in our government. And what has happened, we have created a culture of waste. People go to Washington, and they're no longer one of us. Once they go into Washington, they become this elite establishment that can use all of the money that you work for and you work hard for every day. They can do whatever they want to with it. Okay? Can you take a picture of this chart? Notice that in just 2 weeks, that Elon Musk and Doge, they're saving us $1 billion in 2 weeks. So you just imagine if they work for a year, okay, we can all add that up. It would be, how much money we're talking about, saving over $1 trillion that we're saving in government waste. You think about that. And so just because you have the richest man in the world who already has.
Let me see if I understand this correctly. The president doesn't like Elon Musk, doesn't like electric vehicles, can't see the need for the industry, right? 2022, 2023. 2025 election, he gets elected president, then appoints the person he doesn't like, Elon Musk, South African, to oversee Doge, Department of Governmental Efficiency, and eliminate areas of waste, employees, departments, programs of waste, right? Says that we can get rid of $1 trillion worth of waste and employees that we don't need, right? Okay. Finds about $8 billion of quote unquote waste. That's it. Ends up leaving office, falling out with the president because of tariffs after he was just the president's homie, appointed by the president, not elected, fires Americans, gets rid of companies, gets rid of offices, streamlines departments apparently, leaves Doge. Doge becomes obsolete 8 months earlier than anticipated. Elon Musk, angry at Trump, releases Twitter information showing that Twitter accounts are actually coming from Russia, coming from overseas, various places, China. And now Elon Musk is about to become one of the first, if not the first, trillionaire of the world. After firing people, causing unemployment, job loss, only finding $8 billion of quote unquote waste, not the trillion that they told us they were going to find, and now having it out with President Trump after they were homies just 4 months ago, 5 months ago. And these are the people who are running the country and dictating what's going to happen to the American people. So we're going to make this man a trillionaire after he tanked Tesla's stock. Donald Trump's going to be a quadrillionaire, billionaire, trillionaire after he gets done stealing and selling the country. And we're the ones who are paying for it. And we're not getting a penny. Got laid off, fired, downsized, lied to, manipulated. And now the trillionaires and billionaires are having their fun doing what they do as usual. So make it make sense. These are the people that MAGA elected to office, working with foreigners to make foreigners rich while American citizens are becoming unemployed, losing benefits, and trying to survive. But Elon Musk is a trillionaire. Donald Trump is a multi-billionaire. And what have they done? What work have they done? What are they qualified to do? What diplomas or degrees do they have that actually count towards anything they're doing currently? And Doge no longer exists, and federal workers are out of jobs, and we don't have the public assistance programs that we had before. This is making America great again, though. And he's a trillionaire, and we can't get jobs, but he's not qualified to do anything. None of these people are qualified to do anything, yet they are in positions that potentially will make them the richest people in the world.
So Elon Musk's government department of government efficiency, or Doge, has been officially disbanded. Mind you, this is after they fired thousands of American federal workers. Plus, they harvested the data of almost every single American to private sources that we don't even know where they went to. And in my opinion, what's the most messed up is they canceled USAID, which was the charitable organization within America that gives starving nations food for their children. And in case that doesn't sound bad enough, that literally means that tens of thousands of children will pass away from either starvation or preventable illness because of Elon Musk directly. But, I mean, the Department of Government Efficiency isn't really worried about that. It's worried about saving America money. So did they save America money? No, they did not. They did not. America owes more money than we ever did before, right? You know, the government deficit went up under Trump. It didn't go down. And they're spending money on stuff that's obviously unnecessary. Like, why does ICE need $75 billion? Donald Trump alone, right? Donald Trump by himself has earned about $5 billion since becoming the president, right? So he could just donate what he earned just this year, pump it directly into the government, and he would save hundreds of thousands of people from starving. But here's the thing. When you elect billionaires to run the government, they're going to conduct business like billionaires. They're going to want to up the profits and then give the people that are actually working to keep this whole thing alive as
Most people stay broke in today's world for one reason. Not because they're dumb, not because they're unlucky, instead because they don't take advantage of opportunities until it's too late. Every time something new comes up, something early, something the world hasn't caught on to yet, people wait, they hesitate, they scroll, they shrug it off. And then a couple weeks later, boom, it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's suddenly saying, yo, I knew about that before it blew up. I should have paid more attention. So I'm not telling you to buy anything. This is not financial advice. I'm telling you the truth about how opportunity works. Because right now, a new narrative is forming. It already has the early signs of a Doge pump, of a Pepe pump, of a Peanut the Squirrel pump. If you're not paying attention, you will miss it again. That narrative is the Rismus CTO, the Rismus community takeover. Every year, there is a new pump cycle. Every time of the year, there's a new opportunity. And with Christmas now being just under a month away, you are going to see dozens, if not hundreds, of holiday coins. But the biggest question is what will last the longest before Christmas comes? What we do know about the Rismus CTO is that the previous Rismus, the old one from last year, went to almost $100 million market cap in 2024. And now in 2025, the Rismus CTO, the new coin that just came out a couple days ago, is currently sitting at a little over 7 million and already has over 4,000 holders. We are still currently sitting in November. It's not even December yet. History speaks.
This is all I got from this video, and I am going to ask this. You now remember when Doge was created, I think in February this year, if I am not mistaken. And I want you to know that a lot of people lost their job. And that was also why they created that Doge, right? A lot of people lost their job, and a lot of aids were disbanded. Like they stopped, just like USAID and so many of it. And they trashed so many people out from their job. I remember a lot of people. There is this particular Hispanic woman that married a white man that was so much happy. Why was that? That Elon Musk has come to save United States. that Elon Musk has come so that he can stop all the illegal money that they are stealing from the government and all that. Now, today, this is November. Doge did not even complete its contract, and Doge is normal. Man, let me tell you something. There is something I like about black people. Black people, I don't know, but sometimes, when some black people are so wise, like in so many ways, but because so far I've been focusing so much on politics, right? And I can tell you right now that black people are politically very smart. I don't care what anybody says. I don't know how you people do it. I don't know how you people say. You know why I am saying this? I'm saying this because I remember the videos that I brought here during the period Elon Musk was reigning all over. People people were going back and forth with him, and they were like, I remember when they stopped sending some medications to some countries and all that. I remember Ilan Oman and Rashidi Talib, if I am not mistaken, when they all came out to cry out how they did not also let them get into I also remember my beautiful Jasmine Crockett, who also took it upon herself to see how she could get into the office to make video, to speak, it was really a fighting period that time. But now they fight, and white men and white women that were like saying that are now they are working so hard to stop illegal things going on in going on in the government. Now the person that went to stop the illegal thing, in their own words, ended up being illegal. You can beat this. I remember that same period. It was also the same period that people started losing their job, especially MAGAs, that they said, is there how they can make people that did not vote for the administration lose their job instead of MAGAs losing their job? I remember that vividly. Today, you and I are here. Doge is no more. They have stolen money, and he has become a trillionaire. Because, the richest man on earth. He is the richest man, if I am not mistaken, according to Forbes. Man, this administration, there is nothing they've not done. I will draw my curtain here. Bye for now.